knowing the truth. Girl, you think I got an attitude? Wait until you see me through the bottom of the empty glass. I can do this all day. I can leave you on red, feeling your spot in my bed. All your friends will take a bait when you see me at the bar, chilling with a baddie that you ain't from the start. Call me Tom, cause you know I get petty. Those free falling tears, let them fall like confetti. If that's a game you wanna play, baby, checkmate. I can do this all day. When I said to settle down, I was talking about your temper. I kept trying to recount, but you said you don't remember. Oh, but cheating is a choice, don't think I ain't on there. Girl, you think I got an attitude? Wait until you see me through the bottom of your empty glass. I can do this all day. I can leave you on red, feeling your spot in my bed. All your friends will take a bait when they see me at the bar, chilling with a baddie that you ain't from the start. Call me Tom, cause you know I get petty. Those free falling tears, let them fall like confetti. If that's a game you wanna play, baby, checkmate. I can do this all day. All day.
They say I'm lost. But I don't bow my head. I say I ain't lost. I just ain't kneeling to no man. Demons? Shit. I ride with mine. Demons don't kneel, they grip that wheel. Black smoke rising when I mash that steel. 45 in the glove box, blunt in my teeth. Got God in my heart, got that demon underneath. I don't pray in the pew with snakes in a car. Talk to the Lord under midnight sky. They judge my soul, but they hide their shame. I don't play their game, I just stay in my fucking lane. Raised on back roads, baptized in gas. Tattooed face with a crooked ass class. Preacher looking down like I'm hellbound, but they don't see the prayers in my Irish smoke clouds. Got a demon, I feed them when I clam. Some walk with pride, some rot in pain. Ain't no mask, ain't no fake ass face. I live in truth, they hide in grace. Demons don't feel, they grip that wheel. Black smoke rising when I mash that steel. Bible in the glove box, blunt in my teeth. Got God in my heart, got that demon underneath. I don't pray in the pew with snakes in a tie. Talk to the Lord under midnight sky. They judge my soul, but they hide their shame. I don't play their game, I just stay in my fucking lane. Irie on me in my chest, Lemon Jeffrey in the rap. God riding shotgun while I play this country rap. Ain't never needed church to confess my sins. I bleed on beats, let the truth begin. You sip your wine with a plastic grin. I'm like my demons with a blunt and a pen. You wear your Sunday best like a costume. I show up on and in the room. You think smoking weed keeps me from heaven, bitch? I talk to him, just not with your supervision. He don't care what's in my lungs or in my jaw. You're just showing him how much of a hypocrite you are. Demons don't kneel, they grip that wheel. Black smoke rising when I mash that steel. Bible in the glove box, blunt in my teeth. Got God in my heart, got that demon underneath. I don't pray in a pew with snakes in a tie. I talk to the Lord on the midnight sky. They judge my soul, but they hide their shame. I don't play their game, I just stay in my fucking lane. I ain't holding, but I sure as hell ain't fake.
Hey, thank you.
It's 3 a.m., I'm drunk as hell, girl, where you at? I'm dialing your number, but you ain't picking up the line. We had that fight, yeah, I know I messed up bad, but now I'm just a fool with a bottle missing what we had. Are you awake, baby? I need to hear your voice. Can't take the silence, I made a messed up choice. I'm sorry, girl, I just wanna come back home. This bar's too cold and I can't stand being alone. Whiskey burning in my veins, but it ain't killing the pain. Every shot I took was just a shot in vain. Regrets got me twisted, girl, I'm drowning in the sand.
Peace to the gods. All praise be to the Most High. What's going on, guys? It's your favorite Cosmic Warrior, back at you with another Galactic Transmission. Let's get a prayer in, then we'll tap into the energy. Spirit, thank you for coming through. Thank you for guiding, protecting this message. Thank you for removing any negative energy from the area. Thank you for allowing this to get to any and everyone it's intended to. And so it is.
I know you're pissed, girl, I don't blame you at all. But I'm down on my knees just waiting for your call. I'll crawl through this night if it brings me back to you. Say the word and I'll do whatever I gotta do. Are you awake, baby? I need to hear your voice. Can't take the silence, I made a messed up choice. I'm sorry, girl, I just wanna come back home. This bar's too cold and I can't stand being alone. Are you awake, baby? I'm begging you, pick up the phone. I just wanna come, girl, I just wanna come home. Are you awake, baby? I need to hear your voice. Can't take the silence, I made a messed up choice. I'm sorry, girl, I just wanna come back home. This bar's too cold and I can't stand being alone. Are you awake, baby? I'm begging you, pick up the phone. I just wanna come, girl, I just wanna come home. She got thick skin and a soft soul. God made her fire in a world so cold. They judge her frame, but not her fight. She walk in church and her room get light. I see her different, that's the truth I stand on. She ain't just sin, bro, she God's backbone. They see hips, I see heart. She from the quiet, not the dark. She say no, they say fast and call her name.
Yeah.
She won't smash.
That's the second song talking about being misjudged. You know, it's the second song talking about, it's the second message talking about being judged. And being judged by who? And being judged by what eyes? Through religious eyes, religious lenses, through a sin-based religion lenses, being judged by those type of people. You know, the irony though of the unnecessary chains and bonds that we put on ourselves, that we've been putting on ourselves, and we've been being taught to put on ourselves. You know, alignment, getting rid of any and everything that no longer serves you. You know, it's like having your own like internal court going on, right? And you know, you're observing everything, absolutely everything, to figure out what's preventing you. You know, what's holding you back, what's stopping you. But it's the weatherman called for 6 to 8 inches, getting lucky. Predictions got him shook. But it's the life that you speak. It's the speaking into existence. You know, speaking into existence. You know, what do we speak into existence more often? You know, do we speak negative or do we speak positive? You know, what are we speaking more of? Because that's what we're manifesting more of. That's what we're attracting more of. Whatever we're speaking most on, whatever we're thinking most on, wherever our energy is going, wherever we're invested into, because that's what it is. It's an investment of our energy. Where are we investing our energy? Are we making wise investments? You know, but learning to invest in yourself. Learning to invest in yourself, being a commander of your mind. You know, but it's the belief that I can do it. You know what I mean? It's the constant reassuring yourself that of course I can do it. You know, even when in doubt, of course I can. You know, with the uttermost confidence, I'll be, you know, it's even when skeptical, you still need to have a unprecedented, you know, sense of confidence. Found where? Internally, not externally, because everything externally is going to have you question it. Everything externally is going to have you wanting to cave in, give in to your fears, to back out, coward out. Everything externally, that's what it's going to make you want to do. But, you know, not listening to it. It's taking command of your mind. It's taking command of all the words, all the thoughts, everything that goes in your mind, taking control of it. Does it serve me? Yes. Okay, you can stay. Does it serve me? No. Get the fuck out. You know, wise investments.
Smoking cigarettes on cigarettes, and mama says it's hurting on my head. I think that giving up is getting by and getting high. I'll never get you. Lately I've been die drinking, halfway wasted, overthinking lessons learned when every gives you hell. If I don't make it, I know nothing good is painless. I'll be patient, I don't want it. Time will tell. Don't ask my mama if I've been okay, 'cause I ain't tell mama I'm down the drain. Wasted away, liquor it pours. Don't ask my mama, 'cause she won't be sure. I keep smoking cigarettes on cigarettes, and mama says it's hurting on my head. I think that giving up is getting by and getting high. I'll never get you. Lately I've been die drinking, halfway wasted, overthinking lessons learned whenever gives you hell. If I don't make it, I know nothing good is painless. I'll be patient, I know one day time will tell. I keep smoking cigarettes on cigarettes, and mama says it's hurting on my head. I think that giving up is getting by and getting high. I'll never get you. Lately I've been die drinking, halfway wasted, overthinking lessons learned whenever gives you hell. If I don't make it, I know nothing good chest still heavy. Got a past full of scars, but my hands stay steady. I don't flex for the crowd, I don't act for the crowd.
You know, the propaganda, the lies, flexing for the crowd. It's like they're trying to spread lies that you went on the journey so that just clout seeking, that you're just clout seeking, which no one truly ever really goes on the journey to seek any clout, because there's not clout found on the journey. No, you know, you find a whole lot of loneliness, right? A whole lot of, you know, it's not, what happens on the journey? You find your voice, you know, you stop silencing yourself. What happens then? Oh, you make so many friends then. You make so many friends when you stop holding back. You have so many friends. You know, but cycles have to end so new cycles can begin. But it's jealousy of the balance. It's jealousy of the harmony you're finding. But those are things that are found inward. They're not found externally. You know, the greatest rewards aren't external. The greatest rewards are internal and eternal, not external.
One bad motherfucker. Most men talk tough, but the soul ain't built. I'm the type that'll stay you down and never feel guilt. I don't break under pressure, I don't crack when it's heated. If respect ain't mutual, then your access deleted. One bad motherfucker. I won't need you once, I don't bad twice, I don't bad man. Let's believe that.
Oh, is it? That's a good song.
Every driver's got that one hill in their mind.
Come on.
That one hill in their mind. The one that makes your stomach knot. And your hands go cold.
Making your stomach turn. Yeah, it disgusts them. It disgusts them. The peace that you're finding. It disgusts them. The cycles that you're completing. It disgusts them. It disgusts them that they're not able to get their lies to stick onto you. It disgusts them that you're not lowering yourself to look down to their lies. It disgusts them. It disgusts them that you're out here attracting miracles. It disgusts them. Foreclosure. They find no pleasure in watching you succeed. Well, that's unfortunate for them. Keep succeeding. You're doing an excellent job.
The sign said steep grade next 10 miles. And I muttered, Lord, hold me now. 'Cause the walls you're heavy and the air turns thin. The devil's waiting at the bottom somehow. Now the engine's screaming, the pedals dead. White knuckles on the wheel of dread. Downshift brake, too late, she's gone. Gravity's singing her deadly song. Speed climbs higher and the night wind wails. I see my life flash through the rails. Every mile feels like fate's mistake when the mountain takes your breath. Tires glow red like hellfire sparks and the trailer's fishing wild. CB crackling, voices shout, man, hold on, you ain't got no time. Runaway signs flash through the fog, everyone a prayer I might not make. Hands shaking, heartbeat pounding, the road below me starts to quake. My mind races through my kids, my wife asleep back home. I whisper, Lord, if this is it, then let me die alone. 'Cause the engine's crying, metal bleeds. I'm a bullet on a slope of dread. No gear, no hope, no time to spare. Just diesel smoke and mountain air. Steering through fate's cruel mistake while the mountain takes my breath.
You know, it's taking your breath away. It's the heights that you've achieved. It's the states of consciousness that you didn't know existed, but you're so thankful that they do. You're grateful. It's truly happy to be here. You know, even you know, here. Here's also a mindset. It's not a physical place. It's a mindset. You know, and here can always be happy. Here can always be peaceful, if you choose it to be. But it's choices. It's choosing to seek it. But seeking you shall find. Sometimes you have to be a persistent ass motherfucker though. You just have to refuse to stop looking, because it's not easy to find. Fuck no. If it was easy to find, well, but a lot of times people just don't seek it, and people seek it and then they give up. But it's there, you know. But giving your peace away, you know, give our peace away all the time, willingly, but unknowingly. You know, willingly and unknowingly. It's the things that we do unknowingly. That's the biggest harm. The things we do unknowingly. You know, especially when we think we're doing a good thing because of the way that we perceive it. It's a lack of understanding. It's a lack of understanding.
And I was lucky enough to find both that night. Got this whiskey in my hand, thinking about who I am. Ain't no angel, never was, but damn, I love the bug. Every scar's got a story, every bruised name, every hype, every fight, yeah, I played the game. Lost some friends, lost some love, lost my way, it's true, but I ain't sitting here wishing I was someone new.
It's pride in the chaos, the dirt on my soul, the nights I was reckless, out of control, paid the price, yeah, I felt the call, but I do it all again, no matter what I love.
Pride in the chaos, that's just who I am. Ain't no saint, but I've got free man. They call me a ghost now, the world's moved on, but the to keep me hanging on. A bank on fire, a trail of dust, a light.
Man, the stories they're telling. There's all the stories that they have to tell about you. What are the stories? They're old versions of you that exist in timelines that you no longer exist in. You know, it's the stories of you. It's almost like they're offended that you no longer choose to be that person. It's that you no longer choose to be that lower version of yourself. It's like, how dare you? The audacity of you wanting to be a better person. The audacity of you wanting to better your life. The audacity, how dare you? Like, what the fuck are you thinking? What's wrong with you? Everything is right. Everything is absolutely right with you. What's wrong is their mentality. But that's what they're stuck with. The fucked up mentality. You know, people will be jealous of your support. You know, it's not even support, you know, in the physical. It's your spiritual support. You know, your spirit team. They'll be jealous of that. But it's like, instead of, say, are you working on your own? Are you doing anything to work on your own connection with your spirit team? With your own connection with your own, you know, with the Most High? It's your own connection. You know, it's when we fixate on other people's. Why? Why do we spend so much of our time, so much of our energy focusing on other people's things, on other people's progress, on other people? Comparison. Always comparing. You know, but also, you know, lack of, it's, you know, smiling in people's faces, but are you truly happy for them? Are you truly celebrating for them? With them? You know, we celebrate those around us. We celebrate when people succeed. You know, but we push people to do it the proper way. You know? But at the same time, it's, you know, like, I can't give credit for something that was done, that was achieved, you know, falsely. Especially when I know it. I'm going to call it out. It's just, you didn't do it properly. It is what it is. You know, there's easy ways to jump the line, but, you know, some people have no lines though. You know, some people never draw a line in the sand. Some people never say, yeah, this is where I'll stop the fuckery. You know, some people they just never stop. You know, it's the thing about drawing lines, too, though. You know, drawing lines in sand, you know, it kind of implies that it can be moved. You know, you draw a line in concrete, well, that's pretty permanent. That doesn't really move. Once it hardens, once it firms. But what happens, you know, the line that's drawn in the concrete? You know, and it's over time. It's the proper mixture of everything. So it's taking the time to properly evaluate the situation. It's taking the time to properly, it's not hastily just drawing a line in the sand that can get blown away with the wind. You know, it's taking the time to properly evaluate the situation. It's taking the time to properly assess it. And you know what? This is where the line, you know, has to be. You know, there's no other choice sometimes. But once it's made, it's made. There is no moving it other than destroying everything. But sometimes we have to destroy everything. You know, sometimes we have to be okay with destroying everything. It's never what we lost. It's always what we gained. And it's never it's what we give up. And it's never what we give up either. It's what we gain. You know, that's what we focus on, what we got in return. You know, you're going to be asked to walk away from things. And anyone that's going to tell you otherwise is a liar. You're going to be asked to walk away from things. And it's not going to be easy choices, but they're choices. And they're available to you if you choose to make it.
I don't need 1,000 dreams, 'cause with you I've arrived. Only you can light my sky, turn the wrongs to right, give my heart new life. Could only see black and white, no sunny days till your love
break, but you still find a song. You're tender and fierce, that's where you belong. I got you when the world comes crashing down. I got you when you're laughing wild and loud. I got you when you're too tired to stand. I got you through it all. I'm your man. You've been burned by the boys who just walked away. Had a tough in your skin just to make it through the day. But I ain't the one who's gonna cut and run. I'll stand in the fire till the morning sun. I got you when the world comes crashing down. I got you when you're laughing wild and loud. I got you when you're too tired to stand. I got you through it all. I'm your man. When the night gets heavy, when the fear creeps in, put your faith on my shoulder. Let the light shine again. Through the chaos and beauty, every rise, every fall.
Man, watching. You know, these karmic family members watching your light never dim. Well, watching it never go all the way out. Watching it come back, and watching it come back brighter and stronger than before. You know, it's going in the darkness, but not being consumed by it. It's going into the darkness and observing. But it's the darkness, it's the void. It's like the in-between. It's this point of kind of like disassociation, right? When it's like, I don't know, it's like, you know, it's really fucking dark, right? But it's like the point where you kind of disassociate to the point where it's like, You're completely aware of the situation that you're in, right? But you're not consumed by it at all because you're not dwelling on it. You know, it's finding a way out. It's you're not stopping to look. So you're not stopping until you find a way out. Because if you stop, once you stop, it's pretty downhill. You know, once you start going downhill, it's hard to get that momentum back. So you just don't stop. But it feels like a void. It feels just like, is there a way out? But there is through perseverance, through alignment, through you know, it's not going to make sense. You know, what you're asked to do, what you feel led to do, it's not going to make any sense. But it's the release of the control of trying to make it make sense, because it's not going to. You know, but the only thing that makes sense is that the way that we're doing things isn't working, and that needs to change. You know, that's clear and obvious, but the how. And so, you know, we jump on any and every, you know, different option that we get. Every different option that comes to our mind, every different option that just comes to our experience, like anything different, you know. But we're evaluating it before. We don't just jump on it. We don't just do it hastily. You know, we don't, but it's, you know, not taking just any offer out of desperation too. You know, but it's a balance of not just taking every offer just out of desperation when we're desperate, but it's also, you know, humbling ourselves to ask for help. You know, sometimes we really have to humble ourselves to you know, when it comes to giving help, sometimes we'll give so much more, but when it comes to asking, it's even when it's not even that much in comparison. But then again, we don't compare, and that's, I guess, why it makes it so much harder. It's just, I don't know, really having to humble ourselves sometimes. You know, but it's the energy of like, you have so much to give. Why not just keep, you've been giving to us for so long, why not just keep giving to us? Why stop now? Like, the audacity, how dare you? You know, we've been doing this for so long. It's been going so well for us at the cost of you. Why are you not okay with it anymore? What are you okay? What's wrong with you? Why are you not accepting less? Are you doing okay? Are you sick? You should go get checked out. You're not accepting less anymore? What? Well, that's not like you. That's not like you at all. Good. Good. You know, sometimes you have to force the wheel of fortune to turn in your favor. You gotta jump all the way up as high as you can go, grab onto the motherfucker, and force it down. And it's gonna spin. And it's gonna spin in my direction. Well, whichever direction I choose. You know, but when I'm consciously choosing, it's going in the proper direction. Now, being a commander of your mind, commanding your subconscious, that's fun. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But I'm getting a grip on it, you know? Getting a grip. I'm going back to grippy socks. It's like, are you doing okay? You know, you need to go get checked out. You know what I mean? They're like, where is this coming from? We don't like this version of you. This new empowered you. It's like they want to throw a red flag on the play. It's like you're doing too well. Like, no, you gotta dumb yourself down. You know, but you know the difference between real and authentic and natural and forced. It's quite obvious. You know, when you see the natural thing and you see something forced and fake, it's night and day. They're offended of how night and day it is. They're offended of like it's your fault. It's not like you try to. It's just I'm sorry for existing. Like, the fuck, you're existing too, but you're just sorry about your existence. I'm not sorry. Not sorry though. It's the choices I choose to make. It's the decisions I choose to make. It's my choices, my decisions. I should feel sorry for your lack of? No. I wish you the best. I wish you would choose better. I wish you all the best. I can't force you to choose the best. You can't force anyone to do shit.
Still bleeds that pain, but I keep on moving. Can't be stopped. Yeah, these boots keep rocking. I've been wrong, been tired. Living my truth on a back road fire. Ain't no preacher gonna cleanse these hands. I just make peace with who I am. Every heartbreak taught me grace. Every lie called lines on my face. But I still smile when the morning knocks. 'Cause these boots still roll, these boots keep rock. Let the church bells ring, let the devil sing. I ain't running from a goddamn thing. You can judge my past, I don't mind. 'Cause redemption's a hill I climb. These boots can rock, they've been through hell. Carry my sin where ain't no spell. Dust on my car, whiskey in my veins. Every step I take still bleeds that pain. But I keep on moving. Can't be stopped. Yeah, these boots keep She walked through fields of sins where the lust kissed the ground. Her hands held broken feathers, no answers to be found. She said they whispered mercy, but their eyes were cold and dry. They warned her love was dying.
It's seeking mercy. The seeking mercy. It's well, April Fools. It's the consequences of their actions. You know, this humiliation ritual backfired. Huge. You know, afraid of your gifts. Talking about you in the group chat. Attention-seeking whores. They're getting attention, all right. Not the attention they were seeking, but they're getting the attention they deserve.
Was it a dream or a curse? Did they speak in truth or lies? She said angels never falter, but their wings were made of ice. She said they whispered mercy, but their eyes were cold and dry. They wanted love was dying, we were running out of time.
It's too late. Yeah, it's too late. You know, it's... You have remorse. Remorse... remorse. Some people, remorse only kicks in when they're forced to. When they're forced to stop. You know, you bossed the fuck up. Didn't know how respected you are. Respected by who? Respected by the Most High. That's who. Not just any God. The Most High. They're jealous of your connection with the Most High. No, which is truly something to celebrate. An achievement to celebrate. You know, these false prophets, a connection that they could wish for. Only wish for in their dream state. Well, if they took the proper time, but they don't. If they did, they could, but they don't. Their choices, their actions, their consequences, their results.
You call me trouble, call me wild, call me pain, but you're just mad, I don't play your game. I don't kiss rings, I don't play soft, I walk through hell with the devil pissed off. You talk your poison, I use it like fuel, keep running that mouth, keep looking like a fool. If you're coming for mine, then square up, son. This ain't your ground to stand on. You bark all out, but your heart's gon' rub. Middle finger up, I don't give a fuck. You light a match, I'll raise a flame. You talk that shit, I'll say your name. So load your mouth, but bring your guts. If you're coming for mine, square up. Swing, clean, swing, true.
I get knocked down and I keep asking for more. Getting knocked down, asking for more. That's all you got? That's it? Oh, that was cute. That was fun. You're winded? You're out? Oh, I was just getting started. I thought we were gonna have some fun. That's it? I thought you wanted to play these games. Oh, you're not having fun anymore. Oh, it's not going how you want anymore. Oh, well, that's too bad. That's a bummer. You know, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Stand on. You bark all out, but your talk just does. Middle finger up, I don't give a fuck. You light a match, I'll fake, just dirt, steel, and backbone.
Wish I didn't give shit, wish I didn't it. Like the liquor from the bottle of swimming in. Wish I never let you in, I was better then. Now I'm waking up alone in my bed again. I played a fool, just tell me lies. That's coming back to me in time. Win, lose, or 7 times. Anything to keep you on my mind. I'm waiting for you. Still got faith, I'm holding on. Where did it all go wrong? Wish I didn't give shit, wish I didn't it. Like a liquor from a bottle of swimming in. Wish I never let you in, I was better then. Now I'm waking up alone in my bed again. After all those nights we were killing the lies. Now you really got it sinking in. I heard you fell in love with them. And I wish I didn't give shit. If you're confused, don't hesitate. You know that I'm always by your side. Win or lose, what kind of way? Baby, if I'm ever on your mind, I'm waiting for you. Still got faith, I'm holding on. Where did it all go wrong? Wish I didn't give shit, wish I didn't it. Like a liquor from a bottle of swimming in. Wish I never let you in, I was better then. Now I'm waking up alone in my bed again. After all those nights we were killing the lies. Now you really got it sinking in. I heard you fell in love with them. And I wish I didn't give shit.
You know, it's falling in love with yourself, and not caring about it, people are gonna judge you. Well, at least have them judge you for the right things. Oh no, such a bad person. They love the fuck out of themselves. They're so all they care about is doing good and protecting their energy. Oh no. You know, becoming best friends with yourself. We're more than capable of creating enough chaos for ourselves. We don't need other people to do it for us. Normally it's hard enough putting out the chaos we cause for ourselves. We have a full-time job doing that sometimes. You know, we don't need any help from other people. You know, we're more than capable of creating chaos if we choose to. But what do we choose to? What do we choose to? You know, choosing to. Oh, but sometimes it's a beautiful chaos. You know, it's the destruction of everything that doesn't matter, of everything that's not going to last, of everything that's it's the contract that's expired. You know, but contracts, it's, you know, are we evaluating them? You know, they're not always lifetime contracts. You know, some of them, you know, they have timestamps on them. And are we checking the timestamps? Is it expired? Is it out of date? Does it need to be, you know, removed? Take an inventory. Are we taking inventory? Do we know? Do we know what's draining us? Where our life? Well, interesting. Well, I was going to say where our energy is going, but where our life is going. Because energy, wherever we put most of our focus, most of our energy, that's where we're going. That's going to define our future. So where are we going now? Based upon our thoughts, our actions, where are we going now? Based upon what we're doing right now. You know, we're not defined by our past. We're accountable to our past, you know, but we're defined by the choices and decisions that we make right here and right now. You know, but April Fools, it's the joke we tell on ourselves. It's like, well, this is it. Might as well just make the best. Well, yeah, make the best of it. But it's. it's not scamming ourselves out of the lesson. You know, because if we don't learn the lesson, we have to repeat it. You know, we're scamming ourselves. And a lot of the lessons, are you sure you want to repeat it? Are you really sure? You know, are you sure you learned the lesson too, though? You know, a lot, we know, okay, we know we don't want to repeat it, but what was the lesson? Do we know it? Did we learn it? Are we able to spot it out now? Is it a pattern that we're able to recognize now? Yeah, recognizing patterns, seer, starseed. The patterns are written in the stars. The patterns are, they're universal. The patterns are known. The patterns are remembered. The patterns are, we remember them. It takes observing though. You got to observe it, just like you do with the stars. You observe them, right? They don't move. They don't change. Certain patterns don't change. Are you able to observe them? Notice them for what they are. They're not all the brightest. Some of them are really dim, but they're there. You know, and it's not always fully drawn out for you. You got to connect the dots. You got to play detective. You know, but what are we playing detective with? By whose map? You know, you look at the map that they give us common folk, then you look at the map that pilots use, then you look at the map that anyone that knows anything really uses. What do they use? A flat Earth's map. So, by what standards are we using? What systems are we using? Are we questioning the ones we're just being told to use? You know, are we questioning everything we're told? Are we questioning anything that we're told? You know, it's funny, but it'd be the ones that are screaming out, you know, don't look here, you don't question anything. It's because they know. They know what's coming. They know as soon as anyone starts asking questions, what's going to happen to them. Oh no, it's the ones screaming the loudest. You know, you don't need to investigate us. We got this under control. Those are the ones you need to investigate. Come on. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. I mean, it's... I have to laugh, because if I don't, it's just like, it's disgusting how much they get away with. And blatant, and right in our face. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting that people still buy into it. It's disgusting how many people, like, open their mouth up for that propaganda and swallow it with a big smile on their face, and then they want more. Make it make sense. I try to make it make sense every day, but it doesn't.
Bar closed, she don't wanna go home. Took a chance, put my number in the phone. So where you going? I got friends for your friends. If it means I get to know you, we'll get a little more drunk tonight. She looked at me with them baby blues, and I can tell by the look on her face, she's one of them girls who she like a bad bro. Friday night cold one tugging. I just need a little whiskey burn loving. She just need a little time to spend without it turning into something. She like a long ride, windows down, some good thing. I need a night by the fire tailgate.
It was the long ride part. The long ride. It's like trying to clone you. It's they don't know. It's everything that took to make your essence, right? Everything. Who knows how many lifetimes? But it's how much work you've done in each lifetime. They think that they could just copy and paste it. No, you can't. You can't just copy and paste it. You know what I mean? It's the lessons that you've been... You know, it's the work you've been doing on yourself for a very long time. You can't just copy and paste that. It's, oh man. You know what, I don't know. It's kind of like giving the energy of these newer souls. They got, you know, they got born into, you know what I mean, families that knowledge got passed down, and they think that they're special. It's like, no, but it's elementary. You know, it's like our magic is you know, internal, and it's in our DNA. You know, we've been doing this for a long time. It's cute that you think that you were all that. It's cute, you know, but it's, you know, don't let your ego get the best of you. It's, yeah. Ego. But, you know, etching got out. You know, it's those that, you know, tap into lower entities and stuff, and they think that, you know, they're special. It's, you know, nothing. You know, how about you go to what do you know about the true source, the real source, the source, the Most High? What do you know about that? Oh, you know nothing. Well, how do you know? You know nothing? They don't pass that down? They don't tell you about that? Oh, you only learn about that after you pay your dues and do this and bend over for everyone and you work your way all the way up. It's external. You're supposed to climb the ladder internally. Jacob's ladder, you know, you do it all internal, not externally. You know, out here being someone else's bitch. It's like, nah, fuck that shit. You know, be a commander. You know, so, you know, who do you get it? You know, it's funny. It's people suppress information and knowledge, and why? Because it gives them some sense of authority. Look at me, I'm so special. It's no, not a mentality like that. You know, but I thought that was karmic lesson, but it's karmic lover. No, it's the karmic love for what? Our ego, the ways our ego gets the best of us. Well, it's before we know better, right? Before we know better. Yeah, but knowing better. You know, it's funny, we think we know better, we think we know best, but, you know, it's the ego getting the best of us. It's etching God out. It's, you know, we've removed the Most High from everything, you know, from society, you know, from, you know, just everything. And we try to hide the spirit realms, we try to hide, you know, the ether, we try to, you know, and they can't explain it. You know, and so they try to suppress any information and knowledge because they have no way to explain it. Well, just because you can't explain something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You know, but people fear what they can't control. People fear what they can't explain. You know, but you can't control it. You know, all the suppression of information, all the suppression of knowledge, all the poison, you know, fed to us, all in attempts to, you know, to make us so numb and disconnect us so much from the Most High that we can't find our way back home. But joke's on them. They have no say in it. You know, it's our choices, it's our decisions. You know, and some of us, even though we're not led to the right decisions, we know the right decisions internally. It's our internal compass. It's following what we're led to do. It's you know, but it's knowings that it's when you listen to your intuition and discernment and you see it work out in your best, even though I might not understand now, at some point I hope to understand, but it's being okay with not understanding. It's being okay with knowing it makes no sense to me, but this is what I'm being led to do, and I know I wouldn't be led to do it if it wasn't going to benefit me, so sure, let's go, you know? But it's a all in. You have to go on yourself. Hey, thank you. You know, it's, you know, we don't tap out, we tap in. We double down. We don't tap out. You know, attempted red rum. Attempted.
Take a mile, I take an inch. The world told me mercy's rare, and if you got a heart, they'll leave you bare. I built my peace from what I lost. Every line I cross had a cost. I don't hide behind no crown. I stand tall while they burn me down. You can pray for me, I don't mind to save your breath. I made my kind of walk along where angels walk. 'Cause God forgives, I don't. God forgives, I don't. That's me, I made my peace with misery. God forgives, I don't. Stand tall, no halo, fist is crowned. I ain't trying to be a second chance, a project or a backup plan. You're always comparing me. Every day, every drive feels like I'm testing just to qualify. You're always comparing me to the boy you left. I wanna stay the guy who prays, the one who plays the dream you had back at 17. Some fairy tale I've never seen. You want a cowboy, you want a pimp, a bigger truck with Wall Street checks. I ain't him and he ain't me, but you can't stop comparing me. You're always comparing me. You say I'm solid, say I'm kind, but you miss the thrill you left behind. Like I'm the calm after the storm, but you're still drawn to reckless heart. I get the sense I'm not enough. No, I'm not tame, just wrong kind of love. You hold my hand, but not my soul. Still reaching for what you don't hold. You're always comparing me to the one who left, the one who lied, the one who left and made you cry. The storybook you keep on reading, even when it ends in bleeding. You want danger, you want peace, a rebel heart who finds his knees. I ain't him and he ain't me, but you can't stop comparing me. You're always comparing me. I ain't perfect, I ain't fake, but I'm real enough to walk away. If I ain't who you see forever with.
You know, comparison. Hey, title gifter, thank you. You know, comparing. It's, you know, the healing journey. It's not a comparison thing. You know what I mean? It's not competing. If you're going into it, hey, thank you. If you're going into it trying to compete, you're going into it with the wrong mentality. It's, you know, we're the only person we're ever competing is old versions of ourselves. You know, we never stop putting work in on ourselves. You know, that's the only person we're ever in competition with. You know, it's the competition right now is the 5 minutes ago me. You know, I'm always striving to be a better person. You know, always striving to improve. Always striving. Always. You know, but poverty, it's a mindset that you choose, that we choose. You know, a lot of times we put in a lot of hard work to choose poverty. You know, it's lack of mindsets. It's, oh, I don't have enough, or I don't have, it's, you know, we're meant to make the best of it, right? You know, it's MacGyver. We have everything we need. But are we able to see the tools that we have available to us? You know, a lot of times we're not even aware of the tools we have available. We're not even aware. You know, but it's putting in the work to reflect. You know, it's because what do we learn from when we reflect? You know, well, it's the gifts. It's the gifts of the lessons. You know what I mean? And the lessons aren't fun. You know, they're not fun lessons, but it's something to give thanks for. It's something to give thanks for. We're gonna wrap that one up right there. Oh. Those airplanes are really cool. Who sent those? Who sent those? Can I see it in the chat? Oh, whoops. What was that? Edward, you in here, brother? You want a card pull? You're welcome. All right, Ed. I did these earlier. I did these earlier, and I liked how these came out. So this is the new shadow work deck that I just got, and it paired really well with this one, the Inner World. So let's do these. Let's do these.
Once knew a man who never raised his voice, didn't chase the crowd, didn't need the noise. He sit with the sinners, quiet in the shade, eyes full of fire, but his soul never swayed. The world pushed hard, tried to shake his frame, but he held that peace like a man with no name. Didn't run from the dark or the weight of the fight, carried love like a torch through the coldest night. I sing men talk loud, act tough, get wild, but there's something in the quiet ones, the peace to smile. Didn't fight back when the world threw stones, just carried that cross, walked it all alone. I wanna love like Jesus, steady in the fight, hold like Jesus even when they lie, forgive like Jesus even when it hurts, give like Jesus, never asking what it's worth. Not just a name, not just a preacher, but a man who wrote what he believed in, deeper in a world gone loud and wrong and vicious. I just wanna be a little more like Jesus. He healed without a payment, sat with the lost, spoke truth to the proud, took nails for the cost, didn't run from the pain or the shame or the trial, wasn't looking for revenge, just mercy and a smile. He washed feet, broke bread, shared wine with his foes, saw through the mask, yeah, he always knows, but he never pointed fingers, never made demands, just opened up his arms and stretched out his hands.
Seeing through masks, pointing fingers. Well, not pointing fingers. Generational curse breaking. It's being able to see the trauma, that's been passed down from generation to generation to generation in our bloodline alone. We've spent enough time in our bloodline, like and no bloodline is perfect. We all have our own toxic traits and stuff that we pass down, right? But are we aware of them? Does it bother us? Is it, or do we just accept it? It is what it is. That's the way they did it. That's the way they did it. So might as well do it the same and pass it down. No. But being grounded and confident in the decisions and choices to be the change. It's like, it's I don't want to hear, it's not wanting to hear the excuse. It's just the way we do it. It's that it doesn't condone it. It doesn't, that mindset belongs in the trash. It doesn't, people want to condone, current behavior, but that's just the way we've done it. That doesn't make anything okay. But being grounded, but it's just at peace with it's making the big drastic changes. It's but it's also too, it's the meditation. You know what I mean? It's the quietness. It's the reflecting on, on the labels that we put onto things. A lot of labels, we put labels on things before we know better. Especially labels that are put onto things from generation to generation. It's this is just the way we do it. We slap this label on it. We do it this way and we call it good. It's like, why? Is that the label that should be on it? It's it's reevaluating all the labels that we put on things. But a lot of our problems right now are what are they? They're labels that we put on things as children. That not even that we did it by our choice either. We were led to do it. We were told to do it, or everyone else is doing it too. You know what I mean? It is that mentality though that but we're not responsible for for what was kind of like programmed into us as kids, but we're fully responsible for the false programming that we allowed to stay there now. That goes where it belongs.
It's your name I whisper every day. to look and hold what we are. Pills wear off and prayers grow thin, but your love's the only medicine.
All right.
It's so heavy I can taste the dust. Moon's looking down like it don't trust us. Two shadows stand where the road splits wide. One walks away, one's left to die. I heard your name in a bar last week. Whiskey burned, but the truth cut deep. Said you pulled the trigger on my brother's life. Now you're staring down the barrel of mine tonight. You got your reasons, but I don't care. I ain't here to talk, I'm here to square. Every step I take, I hear his ghost, and he's screaming for blood, so I'm getting close. It's a midnight showdown, just you and me under the cold air of eternity. No prayers, no words, no second chance, just a crack of a gun and a final stance. It's a midnight showdown, time to pay. One of us goes, one of us stays. Used to ride together, thick as thieves. Now the past feels like a bad disease. You chose silver, I chose steel. Guess loyalty don't mean what it used to feel. That woman you love, she's long been gone, but the hole you left still burns me on. I ain't the law, but I'll play the part. And justice don't need no badge, just a heart. It's a midnight showdown, just you and me under the cold stare of eternity. No prayers, no words, no second chance, just a crack of a gun and a final stance. It's a midnight showdown, time to pay. One of us goes, one of us stays. The wind don't move, the town don't breathe, just the sound of the hammer and the trigger squeeze. I see the fear sitting in your grin, but I ain't stopping till the devil wins. It's a midnight showdown, just you and me under the cold stare of eternity. No prayers, no words, no second chance, just a crack of a gun and a final stance. It's a midnight showdown, time to pay. One of us goes, one of us stays.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. The dust settles slow when the moon don't lie. There's blood on the road and one less guy. It's a midnight showdown and now it's done. I walk away, but I don't feel one. See the sunrise in her eyes before the cold November rain. And if you only knew her smile, you never know that she's in pain. Nobody ever saw it coming. It started with a little pill. One thing led to another. Since then it's all been downhill. She was the life of the party. She was the one everybody used to wanna hang around. I bet they wonder where she is now. I wish I would have known before she was too far gone. I'm afraid down. I don't wanna say goodbye. She can't get herself to stop. I know that it'll take some time, but I'm scared there might be something that we don't got. Now everybody knows there's something. They see the writing on the wall, and she feels like she's flying while we're all watching her fall. She was the life of the party. She was the one everybody used to want to hang around. I bet they wonder where she is now. I wish I would have known before she was too far gone. I'm afraid to lose her now. She's afraid of coming down. She's afraid of coming down. You weren't supposed to mean that much, but your laugh cut through like a healing touch. I wasn't looking, but I still got found. One glance from you turned my whole world around. You asked my name, but it felt like more. Like you saw a man worth waiting for. Since that night, I talk slower and I breathe deeper. Keep your picture where I used to keep my pain and pride. Took that aside, but I've been soft and strong since that night. I used to leave before hearts could care. Kept my past packed up and my soul stripped.
You know, leaving before, you know, it's not allowing ourselves to get into relationships because of fear of the past. You know, it's because of past relationships. It's the way that things went in the past, but it's blocking our future because of things from the past. You know, I've never been a big fan of people that jump out of one relationship and just get into another one. Because I've always understood the fact that you need to heal from it. You know, you don't heal from something just by, you know, hopping on or in something else. That's not how it works. You know, it's a distraction. It's temporary. It's only temporary. And it's not proper. You know, skyward peace. You know, but skyward, but as above, so below. You know, as within, so you know, so without. You know, but it's the peace that we form. It's the peace that we create. Yeah, it's not, you form it, you force it, you know, you force peace. But it's, you know, it's a level of peace that we find for ourselves that becomes standard, right? It's the ways that we nourish ourselves, the ways that we take care of ourselves, that it works for us, right? And we don't allow things to interrupt it because it's sacred. You know, it's when you work so hard to find peace, you're not just going to open up to any and everyone because, you know, you cherish your energy too much. You know, there we go. Back to betrayals. You know, but it's... You know, but it's not allowing the betrayals of the past, you know, to stop us from, you know, from fighting for our future. You know, but the battles aren't small. The battles are gigantic. The hurdles, you know, but you know, but as part of the test is the lesson. Did you learn the lesson? Are you aware of the signs now? You know, are you going to allow yourself to stay in situations that you shouldn't any longer? Now that you're aware, you're still going to get challenged, but it's what are you going to do with it now? How are you going to handle the situation now? With the knowledge that you have now, with the understanding that you have now, how are you going to choose? What choices, what decisions are you going to make? You know, but it's the understanding. Hey, thank you. It's the understanding that healing takes time, though. It doesn't happen overnight. It'd be nice if it did. You know, we make progress every day, you know, but it gets to the point, though, where you look back and it's like, holy shit, I've come this far. But it's like, because we're not looking at our, you know, we're not constantly like, you know, what happens when you're watching the clock? It seems to not move, right? You're not looking at how far. So by the time you actually do look, it's like, fucking right, look how far I've got. You know, it's like, but it's like being caught. It's like, caught up in my mind, just caught up with gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta do that, but it's not. It's getting to, you know. I get to fight all these challenges. I get to, you know, but getting to, celebrating our challenges. At least we're here to fight another day. At least we're choosing, hey, we woke up anyways, right? Might as well choose to fight. Might as well. You're already here, right? We're already here. Might as well choose to fight. The battles we choose. It's knowingly choosing. Choosing the tower moments. Choosing the growth. But it's not for nothing. But it makes it easier to, you only willingly choose tower moments when you know that it's not for nothing. You know, if you only believe that it's not for nothing, then you're probably not going to willingly choose it. Because you only believe in what you do not know. Then once you know it to be true, then you more willingly choose it. But it's just something that happens over time. You know, you're not as scared. It's like, oh no, tower moment. Oh no. It's like, okay, here we go again. Let's go. Here we go. What do we got this time? A tower's a tower, a tower. You know, it's... But it's towering over your towers. It's like... You know, but the eye, it's the higher perspective. It's the higher knowledge. It's the understanding. It's looking through your first eye. It's I'm not paying attention to, you know, or it's, yeah. Sometimes, you know, when you're looking through your first eye, you're removing all the veils. You know, from a normal person's perspective, they don't see that building on fire. It looks pretty sound. You know, oh, that's interesting. What's happening with that company? And I think it was Japan or something. That all those 7 buildings that caught on fire because they chose to do things other than how they've been doing it forever, and they chose to use a product that was not the best quality, that was known to have problems. They chose that. Those are the choices they made, and now those 7 whole buildings are, you know, they've been up in flames for a long time because of the choices they made to cheap out. The choices they made because they didn't care about the people that live there. They just care more about their profit. That's the state of the world we're in, though. People that choose profit. And it's sad. You know, it's all about the quick buck. You know, nothing is made to last. It's all made and designed to break and deteriorate. And it's all made to cost money, too. And it's all made to cost more. And it's a fucked up system if you choose to play into it.
It's sure insurance don't cover the pills mom needs. The CEOs float in pools of greed. They pay off the law with bloodstained checks, while we rot in the system they built to infect. They smile and go, say we value your worth, then throw your body in a gray ass shirt. Ain't no ladder, just a wheel of burn. But now it's our time, tables turn. Keep them tied, keep them broke, raise the rent, sell them hope. Let them dream while they drown in debt. Ain't no profit in a safety net. We own the house, we own the land. God ain't no fit in our business plan. They built a tower that touched the sky, but God ain't in it and he won't let it fly. He hears the ones down on their knees, not the kings who bow to greed. I got the heart of a lion, I don't run from the fight. Truth on my tongue and my God at my side. You can buy all the power, but you can't buy life. One stone of faith and your giant don't rise. We've had enough, can't bleed no more. They broke our backs, now we're breaking the floor. With the heart of a lion and God at our side, we're walking out proud, let the giants hide. You can chain a body, but you can't chain the truth. You can crush a voice, but you can't kill the sound of justice. We ain't here for comfort, we're here for the kingdom. And we ain't backing down, 'cause we got the heart of a lion. Screen in my face, joystick twitch, I'm cutting that bass. Fuel burn loud, but my hands stay calm. I finesse that slope like I'm laying the palm. Low count high, still hitting my mark. Laser say green, I was shot from the start. Gear for thick, get the sun beat down.
You know, aiming high and hitting your mark. You know, it's people are gonna try to guilt trip you for dreaming big, for having big visions, for having big dreams. People are gonna judge you. People are gonna, it's like, but it's when they achieve it. They're gonna laugh at you and joke at you, you know, while you're doing it, right? But then when you choose, you know, they're not gonna give you the support. They don't give you support when you're dreaming. You know, what do they say? In the beginning, a patriot is scarce. You know, but towards the end, everyone's doing it. Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon once it becomes popular. Once you no longer get ostracized for doing such. You know, we no longer get, you know, cut off and shunned by everyone for speaking the truth. Then once the truth becomes popular, then everyone does it. You know, but we don't do the right thing because everyone's doing it, because most people aren't doing the right thing. Now, intimate scrutiny. You know, it's the way that we scrutinize ourselves, the way that we can't live with ourselves for the choices and decisions that we make. It's like, how can some people live with themselves? You know, how can some people sleep at night perfectly fine with the things that they do? It's like, first off, the thoughts to do some of the things they do wouldn't even ever cross my mind. But some of those thoughts, that's all they have. Like some people, those are the only thoughts that they have. It's like, how could those are the only types of thoughts that go through your mind? It's like never seeking balance and harmony for people. It's always betraying them. Like some people, that's all they think about is how I can betray them so to benefit me. It's like, how about we just try to find a way to balance everything in our own lives? Why do you have to take from someone else to balance yourself out? It's like, it's not supposed to work like that. It doesn't work like that. That's a violation of universal law. It's a violation of spiritual law. You know, it's interesting too. It's people think that, but the banks, you know, but it's run down, right? It's, just because it has the label, but look at its foundation. Yeah, you're going to trust a bank like that? Would you go invest your money into a bank that looked like that? Would you even walk in that door with your money? You'd pull up, you type it in your GPS, you pull up, you look at it like, what? You're supposed to keep my money safe? Like, okay, yeah, right. but that's how obvious it is, though. Once you remove the veils of deceit, but then it's like people are gonna want to guilt trip you. How can you not see that? Okay, yeah, it has some blue skies in the algebra, but it doesn't matter. They're painting a nice picture, but look at it. Look at it. Would you put your money in there? I hope not. And so why would you try to convince me to? It's foolishness. No, but the scrutiny. And from where? From who? By who? The scrutiny. Fuck them. People are going to scrutinize you anyways. At least be it for the right reasons. And they're not going to perceive it as the right reasons, but it doesn't matter. What do you perceive it to be? Because it's all about you staying in universal alignment. You staying in spiritual alignment. You. Not other people. It's not what other people did to you, but you're in control of your energy. Or you should be, at least. No, you always are. Knowingly or unknowingly. Consciously or unconsciously. That's why you have to rein in that subconscious. And you gotta rein that motherfucker in. Alright. We got one person in the queue. Who do we got in there? We got Bright Future. Bright Future, you still in here? There you are. Alright. I'm going to do one for you, and then I'm going to wrap it up right there.
Raised in the fucking dirt where dreams suffocate and die. Small town, grit, blood red skies. I'm screaming my cry. Black dogs roaring, spitting dust on these cursed roads. Love for family and country burns deep in my cold. Dogs in the back howling at the fucking moon. Tats carved deep, scars bleed out all my damn tune. Mama prayed hard, but the streets don't give a fuck. Devil's clawing my soul. Whiskey's got me stuck on these rotten grapes. Locked up a fucking dead cop, lights sear my eyes, demons tearing at my head. Outlaw life, raw as fuck, untrained and insane. Guns, drugs, flipping off this bullshit game. Dirt roads, quake, bass slams, ground splits and cracks. Jail cell nightmares, no fucking turning back. Pray for my soul at the funeral pyre. Outlaw, renegade, born in hell's fire. Blood marks my path, bass pounds, I'm rising from the fray. Lord, hear my outlaw cry, I'll never fade away. Homie ate a bullet, blood soaking frozen dirt. Loyalty's my heart, but betrayal fucking hurts. Dodge into screaming, hauling loot through the black night. Cops chasing my ass, but I'm spawning for a fight. Feel slices like a blade.
Oh man, the mask of happiness. Yeah, this fell right onto it. It hopped right onto it. It hopped onto it, and then he's hopping, the fool. But it's the mask of happiness. Like, are you hiding our sadness behind a forced smile? Authenticity heals deeper than avoidance. But dogs, loyalty. A lot of times we're so loyal to everyone else, but how loyal are we to ourselves? A lot of times we're too worried about, I don't even like saying it like that, but it's the truth, and it's the same pill that I have to swallow. It's not everyone's going to want the same amount of happiness and joy that we're able to have, and not everyone wants that. And that's a sad pill to swallow. A lot of times, I suppress myself trying to, make everyone else happy, but who though? It's the who's. It's the the contracts that I didn't realize. I thought that it was, you know, a never-ending contract. That is, well, interesting. A false sense of loyalty, you know, revealed. You know, integration, that's the second card for authenticity, but it's also happiness. It's being able to express our ways that makes us happy. In moments of rest, the veil thins, allowing whispers from your inner landscape to gently touch reality. You know, but it's in the moments of rest. Well, in the moments of rest, what? In the moments of rest, things are revealed to us. You know, but it's the ways that we're masking ourselves, you know, it becomes aware to us, the ways that we're preventing our own happiness. You know, but it's also the path that, you know, the opportunity that we always have available to us to choose ourselves, to choose happiness, to choose what's best for us. You know, and but it's to be authentically ourselves. And sorry, not sorry, I am who I am. I'm not supposed to be sorry. No. You know, it's a fine balance of, like, you know, it's hard because, you know, especially some people, it's their mindsets are, to me, their mindsets are so false, but that's the false programming that, you know, that was instilled upon them, and they never questioned it, never once, they just rolled with it. And so they've been running on that false programming for so long, and silly me to think that I could change that programming that you have no want to change. You know, it's sometimes we can. But we can't force people to change the programming. And that's hard, you know. They either see that the programming no longer serves them and they want to change the programming, or they don't. But it's, you know, but people can't even just, you know, accept other people's lifestyles, like, at a distance, right? You cannot agree with my lifestyle, and I can, out of respect, you know, choose not to, you know, parade it in front of you, right? But it's a choice that we might make out of just respect. But to some extent, it's always gonna, it's putting a mask on. It's putting a mask on our happiness. It's dimming it down. If that, you know, if it's not received a certain way. You know, it's funny because a lot of people will say they're acceptant, you know, but then you just feel the energy, and the energy doesn't lie. Energy doesn't lie. Words lie. You know, but the thin veil, you know, it's, the veil's, you know, the last watch, you know, between 3 and 6 o'clock, you know, when the veil is the thinnest, you know, that's when we connect to the higher realms the easiest, right? It's, you know, we get woken up at those times for certain reasons. So if you find yourself keep being brought up, it's probably because there's some information, some knowledge, some downloads. There's something that you're being guided to tap in for a reason. You know, you're being guided to meditate. You're being guided to do it for a reason. If you keep waking up around those hours, it's for a reason. It's not so you can just be up in the middle of the night. It's for a reason. It's because the veil's the thinnest. And there's a reason why that stood out to me on that card. So if you find yourself waking up on that, you know, those hours, you know, it's sun, but knowledge, you know. But what happens in the sunlight? We catch downloads, you know, upgrades in our DNA, you know. But then it's also, we catch, you know, downloads too, you know. And it's, I don't know. It's all the woo-woo stuff. but it's all real. It's all true. And if you know, you know. If you don't, I hope you figure it out soon. But on that note, I'm going to wrap it up right there. But thanks for the likes, the shares, the comments. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for the exchange of energy. And have an excellent Saturday night.